We do have Senator Tim Scott available to us in the spin room right now in Miami. Senator Scott, thank you so much for joining us. You eked onto this debate stage in the final days, but you did end up with the most speaking time tonight. What did you think of your performance?
I thought it was a good performance. Bottom line is this. We should be talking to the American people about their priorities, about the things that they care about. And talking about the economy is so important. Under Joe Biden, we've seen the average family lose thousands and thousands of dollars. Single moms like the one that raised me, when you see a 40% increase in the gas prices, a 20% in electricity, and frankly, 20% in food, that is devastating. So having a conversation about my plan, made in America, let's build here, not borrow from China, that gives us a chance to create more than 10 million jobs, grow our economy faster, reduce our debt, and employ Americans, high-paying jobs. Talking about the importance of our southern border, the fentanyl devastation across this nation, 70,000 American lives. I love talking about those issues that the average person in this country says, yeah, he's talking to me. Those are the issues I like talking about.
We've been talking to some politicians, some pundits tonight, and many people, the consensus is that for those of you who are up on the stage, you're 40 points behind Donald Trump, and yet we didn't hear many attacks or people actually establishing the daylight between yourselves and that candidate who's at the lead.
Yeah, well, here, the fact of the matter is that in order for us to be successful in this upcoming election, listen, we've lost 8 now out of 9 national elections. Why? We need an optimistic, positive leader whose actual life story destroys the lives of the radical left. I'm that candidate. We have a chance to actually add more independents to the Great Opportunity Party. We should focus on those issues that the American people are talking about. What they're not talking about is Donald Trump. What they are talking about is their future, the children's future. They're talking about the power of positive education. They're talking about the challenges on our southern border. They're talking, as my mother is, about gas prices and food. If we focus on those issues, we will attract more people to the conversation, and I believe we win the American people to our side.
Will you ultimately support Donald Trump if he is convicted?
I plan to be the nominee, so I guarantee you I'm going to support myself to make sure that we have a red wave from the bottom of the ballot all the way to the top.
Will you ever take him on in any way? I mean, I'm sure you don't agree with him on all of his stances. Will that ever come to the surface? And you can still be seen as a unifier at the same time.
Well, there's no doubt that when we have a chance to talk about the issues, one of the things I've said several times is in 2017, I had the chance to write the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, and he signed it. Well, we've had differences, but I make sure that when I'm actually having a conversation with the American people, it's about their priorities. When I'm having a contrast with my opponents, I think that's a necessary component. I would invite former President Trump to join us in Alabama next month. He should be on the debate stage. That will give the American people and Republican primary voters a chance to see the difference in substance, in style, and contrast our candidacy against his.
You've said that you support a 15-week national abortion ban. We certainly saw last night in Ohio that abortion rights won on the ballot, and similar measures keep winning across the country, from deep red states to blue states to purple states. Is abortion a losing issue for the GOP?
I've said all along that a 15-week limit is where 3 out of 4 Americans are. Having that 15-week limit, to me, is creating a culture of life. But we should not just be for a culture of life before the baby is born. We should be for life after the child is born. That's why it's so important for us to focus on adoption and crisis pregnancy centers and making sure that we have a tax code that rewards becoming a mother. We can do some things that tell the American people that we are serious about protecting life, not just before, but after birth as well. That's the kind of strategy I think speaks to the heart of the American people. That should be our strategy.
Before we go, I do want to ask you, you've told so much of your personal story. You've shared your family, you've shared your faith. We see this video that we have up right now that you were seen on stage at the end of the debate with a woman. We understand now that this is your girlfriend, Mindy. There's been a lot of buzz on the trail about her. Just give us a sense of who she is and why you brought her tonight.
Well, she was at my kickoff when I announced my candidacy back in May. So the good news is that we continue to have a healthy relationship. We thankfully both love the Lord and have a healthy respect for one another. And I tell you, we have a lot of fun together. So hopefully, as life continues, we'll continue to see our relationship evolve. But more importantly, I think the American people are more interested in their families than in my relationship.
I don't know. And then just lastly, just for fun, how long have you guys been dating?
Nearly a year.
Okay. All right. Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, we thank you so much for. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.